Welcome to Computer Network Security class. So in our last class, we know we are studying classical encryption techniques. So under this classical encryption techniques, we studied Caesar cipher, Vienna cipher so far. So today we are going to learn about Playfair cipher. So now, once you study Playfair cipher, you can able to explain the basic working of the Playfair cipher as well as to apply the rule of Playfair cipher with or without filler character to encrypt and decrypt the data. So now let us study the Playfair cipher. So you know the Playfair cipher is coming under the symmetrical encryption technique. We know what is symmetrical encryption technique. It means for encryption as well as for the decryption, we are going to use the same key. Then it is invented in 1854 by Charles Wheatstone, but the name you see, the name is Playfair. How it became Playfair? Because Lord Lyon Playfair, he promoted its use. Okay, so because of him, they started using this Playfair cipher. Even in the World War I and World War II, they started using these kind of encryption techniques. So it is one of the first digraph substitution cipher. What do you mean by digraph substitution? So here the digraph means two characters are used for encryption. So in our previous methods, whatever we have studied, we use only one character to encrypt. Okay, we converted one character to another character. But here in this method, it is going to use two characters as a pair in order to encrypt the data. Okay. So now we'll see the rules of this Playfair cipher. So first rule is telling that we have to create 5 cross 5 matrix, and the second rule is telling that you have to divide the plain text into digraphs. That means the input data or the plain text which is given, that we have to convert into the digraph. That means two pairs we have to convert. Again, if there is a condition. So what is that condition? If there is any repeating character or if the character is not having a pair, then we have to fill with a filler character. Now what are these filler characters? Most probably we can use X or Y or Z as the filler character. Okay, but you can use any character, but most probably we'll prefer X, Y or Z. Now the third rule is telling that we have to apply the encryption rule. So again, encryption having certain rule. The first rule is if the character is available in the same row, then what you have to do? You have to move the character from left to right. Then second rule is telling that if the character is available in the same column, then you have to move the character from top to bottom. Then so if the character is not available in the same row or it is not available in the same column, then you have to form a rectangle first. Okay, you have to form a rectangle, then you have to swap the character. How will you swap? Suppose your character is available in the left side. So you have to go to the last column of that particular rectangle box and you have to map the last column of the right side. Then if your character is available in the right side of the rectangle, then you have to swap towards the last column. Okay. So this is what the rule is telling. So now for the next step, once you encrypt, now you have to decrypt it. So the decryption is the reverse process. The reverse process is telling that if it is in the same row, then you have to reverse the process. In encryption, what we are doing? We are moving the character from left to right. Now we have to move the character from right to left. Okay. Now if the character is available in the same column, then what you have to do? You have to move the character from bottom to top. Again, if the character is available in the same different row or the different column, then you have to do the same concept, that is reverse. You have the characters available in the left hand side, you have to move towards right to the last column. Then if the character is available in the right side, you have to move the character to the last column of your left side. Now we'll say an example. So the first example is given as the plain text is attack. Okay, plain text is attack and the key is given as security. security. So now what we are going to do, we are going to apply the Playfair encryption technique. You know encryption, we convert the plain text into a unreadable format of ciphertext. So now let us take an example of plain text and we recall the rule here. What is the first step? The first step is to create a 5 cross 5 key matrix. You have to form a 5 cross 5 matrix with the key value given. So what is the key value? The key is security. The key is security. So let us take these value inside our 5 cross 5 matrix table. So let me make the 5 cross 5 matrix table. So this is my 5 cross 5 matrix table. So now I need to fill each and every character in each block. So first character is S, second character is E, third character is C, fourth character is U, fifth character is I, and whenever you write the character I and J comes together. So I will write I/J. Okay. Now the next character is T and Y. The next character is Y. Now you see the remaining blocks are empty. Now we have to fill with the alphabets. So what is my first alphabets in English? A. Right? So I have to fill with the first from the first alphabet toward the last alphabet by skipping the characters which is available in the key. Now second character we have B. C is already available, so we skip that and we'll write D. Now E is available, so we'll skip this and we'll write F. Then we'll write F. After that we have G, H. Then you have I and J in this, so we'll write K. Then L, M, N, O, P, Q. Then we write R. R is available, so we'll skip that. S is available, skip that. T is also available, so we again skip that. U is available, then we'll write V, W, X, Y is available, so we also skipping the character. Then final character is S, Z. Now we formed the 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay, understood? So now what we are going to do? We are going to do the second step. What is my second step? Now first step I formed the matrix. Now the second step is telling that we have to divide the plain text into diagraphs. That means we have to divide our plain text into two letters of pair. So what is my plain text? My plain text is attack. So take my plain text. Take the plain text attack. Now you divide into two pair. So my first pair become AT, second pair become TA, third pair become CK. Okay, now I divided. Now I will go with the third step. Third step is what? To perform the encryption. So in encryption you need to remember the rule. So before we apply the rule, first we'll form a block for these two characters. So my first character is AT, second character is TA and third character is CK. So now you see the block, first character. Now you see the block, first character, first two pair, that is A and T. So now what we are going to do, we are going to find it in this 5 cross 5 key matrix. So where is A and T? You see A is here and T is here. So it is available in which? It is available in the same row. So if it is available in the same row, what is the condition is telling? They have to move the left character to the right. So you see here you have the character, what in which direction you have to move? You have to move towards the right. So T will map to Y and A will map to B. So apply this, A will map to B and T will map to Y. Similarly, so next two pair is telling that it is T and A. Again it is in the same row. So you have to repeat, T will map to Y and A will map to B. So it will be Y and B. Then the third pair is C and K. So find out where is C and K. Now you can see the C and K is not in the same row. Similarly, it is also not in the same column. So what we have to do, we have to form a table here. So let us form a table. Okay, with this character, here we have C and here we have K. So you have to use these two characters inside this table. So C and K, we form a table. Now what we have to do, we have to swap. If your character is available in the left side, you have to map with the last column of the right, towards the right. If your character is available in the right, you have to map towards the last column, towards the left. So C will map to R and K will map to G. So now you can identified the encrypted text. So your final cipher text will become BY, YB and RG. So now you successfully converted your plain text into cipher text using the Playfair cipher algorithm. Thank you.